I'm live now. Not sure if it's working. Evening to everybody. Hope you're well on this Sunday, this lovely Easter Sunday, or from Facebook and YouTube. I'm not sure how many people are going to get in here tonight because it is the holidays, isn't it? Hopefully a lot of you will be out there fishing. Maybe not, but it has not stopped raining, has it? Not stopped raining one little bit, has it, for about a week. So if you're out there, my thoughts go out there with you, you're probably getting washed away. If you're watching on playback, what normally happens for about 45 minutes to an hour, me and the community answer all your carp fishing questions and queries to help put more fish on the bank for you. Luke Philpott, he's out there currently doing it. Bloody cold, it's April and wet. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, Michael Everingham. Andy Gulthorpe on Facebook. Andy Oakley, evening to you. AD, happy Easter to you. Stephen Langley, evening. Blake Dean, hi. Keith Webb, he's on the bank at Oxley's. Evening, Alan from Sweden. True Carp Review Twitter, happy Easter to you as well. Just wait for a few more people to come in and brighten our Sunday evening. Let me just want to refresh, see if it's all going through on Facebook. Okay. I've got a new computer and it's, yeah, I've had a few little problems with it already, but it's all good. Right, let's get back to it. Darren French is watching this as well. Desi One Ball says the next 2 weeks are supposed to be better weather. I hear there might be snow up north tomorrow. Evening, Justin. Andrew Brooks, evening. Robert De Oliveira, evening. Hawkeye, evening. Johnny Banter, evening. He's on the bank at Monk's Pit. Good to see a lot of you out, hardcore in it, even though it's been a bit cold and very, very wet, hasn't it? Melvin Deemer says, never the PC, it's the owner. I'll make you right there, Melvin. 100% right. Had a lovely Easter, Cods. Thank you very much. Peter, evening to you as well. Brian Nash, evening. Neil Bunting, evening. Neil Bunting, happy Easter, fellow Spur fans. Well, Michael Morby says, good evening, Leon. Managed a PB on Western Park, £30 4 ounces common and a 25 4 ounce mirror double take. Well done, Michael. Well done, mate. Spring is here, isn't it? Well, sort of. Yeah, Mark Smith said the banks are quite quiet. I think people are most waiting for next week's weather. You're probably right, mate. Lots of family things go on over Easter, don't they? I've been doing the family thing this weekend myself. I haven't had any Easter eggs at all, Andy. Hawkeye says he's very wet, but landed a few last night. Nothing large, but loving it. That's what it's all about, mate. Melvin, did the dog get steak, egg and chips? He got about everything else, I tell you. Absolutely everything. Desi One Balls in Norwich, sunny Norfolk. Christoph says the fishing his club are still sleeping. John No Carp Wallace is blanking on his syndicate lake. Robert says, me too, the diet sucks. Evening from Billy Gladwin's dad. Evening, Billy Gladwin's dad. Neil Bunting says it's meant to be 15 degrees next weekend. I mean, I'm looking at the weather now. Let me just have a little check up. And it's saying, let me have a look, because I looked at it, so I'm hopefully going to try and get out tomorrow. And it is saying that it's going to be, apart from the bloody rain, it's not going to stop raining until Wednesday at least. Tomorrow's going to be 10 degrees, 9 degrees at night, 11 degrees during the day, 12 degrees Tuesday, and 7 degrees at night. Yep, spring is coming. Stuart McGregor says he's loving his black chicken hoodie. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Luke Wicks, evening to you as well, mate. Hope you're well. Evening, Paul Davey. Chris Beeson says, evening, mate. First pasted here. Happy all the same, mate. Doesn't matter. If you're catching, that's what we all go for, isn't it? Jamie Marshall says, as the stir fries, top drawer. Thanks for the tip, mate. Always a pleasure. That was Mrs. B who suggested that. So, loads to go through tonight. Who is out there at the moment fishing? Who's out fishing and who's doing family stuff? Or actually going down the pub and getting rotten all weekend? Who's out there fishing, doing it this Easter weekend? And who's doing the family stuff or out on the beer? Let us know in the comments below. Blake Dean said he's sunburnt today in the south of France. Been out cutting the hedges. God, people like you make me sick, Blake. Yeah, look, even Mrs. B's on here now. Mrs. B's on, look on Facebook. Look, Mrs. B and me little protege, little Frank. Can you dye Mace black? Yes, you can, AD. 100%. Gosh. Neil Wright, I'm not panicking, Neil. Thanks for turning up. We couldn't have started without you, Neil. Mark Smith's doing the bloody washing up. Wayne Nipper says, hope this is more exciting than the Joshua fight. Yeah, I watched it as well, and it was just pretty boring, wasn't it? Luke DeCourt is out on Continental Lakes and already had a few. 2 more nights to go. Come on the chunks. Good luck, Luke. Lovely place, Cottington, down in Kent. Fished it myself once. Can't be on with Kev. He's just done a bit of pre-bane for Thursday, Friday. Robert DeLivera. Leon, can you recommend a laser pen for the black chickens? I can, but I've got something new coming. I've got a new sort of, I'm not really sure what it is, sort of a lot, high-powered light. I don't know if it's red or green or something like that. Someone's sending me one to have a look at, and I'm going to be getting it next week sometime. So next couple of weeks, I'm going to show you what it is. It's even called the Tufty Torch. So we're going to be having a look at that over the next couple of weeks. Well, Carp Dog, he's down here. Where are you? Coming here? He's down there. Can't see him. Chewing on his bone. Ugly Rig saw you at the show last week. Who was the lady kissing you? Oh, plenty of them kissed me. Jamie Lyons went to Farlow's yesterday. When did you last go? I haven't been to Farlow's, bloody hell, for about 2 years. And you, Paul. Good to see you at the big one. Mark Holbrook says he's got 500 left maids, 200 to go. Oh, God. Luke says, have you been to A12 Lake? I haven't, Luke. Evening Nutcracker Carper. That's what it's called, Wayne Nippard, the Tufty Torch. Someone's sending me one, and I'm going to put it through its paces and see how good it is. Or not. We shall see. Andrew Roll's not making it out in the bank soon. 80 Jacks was fishing from Thursday night to this morning. Big fat blank. Never stopped raining. Thank God for a hot water bottle. Make you right. Maximus Carper says, when you're on the 88, Leon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll get someone to sit the dog, because you're not allowed to, you can't take the carp dog to the Alien Lake, so I'm going to have to get the old mother-in-law to look after her. Look after the old carp dog. Neil Bryce says, hi Leon, what stiff link do you use? There's a couple I use. I use the Fox one. The ESP one, the original, is really good. PB Products one in £25, pretty good. So they're more or less the same. Loving the t-shirt, Steve. These are the new black etched range that I've just brought out. These are on the website. These t-shirts are now available. So the mugs, 2 different types of mug are available on the website, and iPhone and Samsung phone cases, slim fitting phone cases. So check it all out. It's all there now. Put it up, released it this evening on leoncarper.com. When you finish this, go and have a look, go and check it out. Brian Mills evening. Brian Mills says it's absolutely pouring down there. Pouring down here as well. Now, my little protege, Frankie Keach from Fate on YouTube. Evening, Kevin Haynes. Luke Chapman says, evening, Leon. Have you ever fished Ruxley gravel pits? I haven't. I've heard of them, but I'm not really sure what they are. Andy Priest is having a nice, relaxed evening. Morgan Spice going down well. Enjoying the blog as always. Enjoy your Morgan Spice. Paul Thorogood's on the bank. He's just got the rods out. Rich Brown likes the t-shirt. You can go and get these at leoncarpet.com. They're available now. Only up to size 2XL though, unfortunately. And these are a new material that I've sourced. These are very, very soft. Really soft material, this one. Really good for when it gets hotter. Rob Alcock says the price of them parabolic heaters in Aldi are down to 12 quid. Check them out, guys. They are a must. Although, it's starting to get a bit warmer, so I don't think you're going to need them. I haven't tried the Spam yet, Luke. I haven't been out. Happy Easter, Charles Piddington. Yes, Dominic, we've created a bit of a diva. She has got no chance of coming on the live feed. Carl Brunt says we'll be getting these Sony Xperia phone cases. It all depends on the supplier. So I have to get them printed to order by a supplier. And the only ones they've got at the moment is the Samsung Galaxy and the iPhone. I will inquire for you though. Brian Mills has got his parabolic heater going now. Good man, Brian. They are rather good, aren't they? Lenny B says he wished he'd braved the 72 hours instead of just the 48, which he did all alone now, a single malt on the couch. Nothing wrong with being alone with a single malt, Lenny. Little shout out to Rambo. Evening, Simon Wald. Hope you're well. The Carp Dog has obliterated your little present you gave him. Maximus Carpus has put his back out. That's something that us carp anglers suffer from a lot, isn't it? Sleeping on the old bed chairs and that is the back going. Rob Tolley says they're no good for us fat blokes. Get some man size 3 or 4XL. I will try. I'm still trying to source them. At the moment, the soft ones only go up to 2XL. I think I might be able to source the not as soft ones 3XL upwards. So I'm going to try and source them over the next couple of weeks. Dominic Carter says he's getting rotten at home with a barbecue, man fire, hunter gatherer and all that. Well done, Dom. Good for you, mate. CO Fishing says, are any of the CC Moore Elite range pop-ups any good? I think most of their pop-ups are good. I think the original Northern Specials were really, really good. John Nocarp Wallace says he actually sleeps better on his bed chair. Nutcracker Carp says he's had 6 different beds in 10 years, tracker best up to now. I do suffer quite a bit with mine, but it seems to get better in the winter when I have a bit of luxury with the old flatliner from Fox. GWL78 says use inflatable underlay on bed chair. It's so much more comfortable. I have to have a look into that actually. Thanks for that tip. Evening, the Vaping Carp. I hope you're well, mate. You've had a good Easter with the family, unless you're out fishing. Evening, Dior. Good to see you, mate. He said, Dior Angus, if you don't know, Dior plays for one of the football teams. He says, might have to get one of them t-shirts, Leon, to wear under my shirt, take it off when I score, be worth the yellow card. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Seeing you run around with one of these on the telly would be great, wouldn't it? Paul Thorogood says he's had his JLC bed chair 18 years, still comfy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make you right. If it's comfortable, good for you. Well, we got 300 people in the YouTube, and let's have a look. How many we've got on this Sunday, Easter Sunday? We've got 50 in Facebook. So that's 350 people in tonight. How crazy is that? And I should be doing lots more of these different types of mugs as well. Yeah, old Vaping Carper does a good blog, guys. If you haven't been over his YouTube channel, the Vaping Carper is a down-to-earth, normal carp angler going through the trials and tribulations of fishing in new water, warts and all. give his channel a look. He does some great warts and all type of vlogs. Really good. So check that out. The Vaping Carper. Evening, Anthony Vane. Cheers, Rob. It's all down to you guys. 350 people in the house. Remember when we had 700 and something? Bloody hell, that's crazy. It's all down to you. You know, you make these live streams and the videos. All your comments, all your views. If no one was watching it, I wouldn't do them. If everyone wasn't getting involved on the, the Facebook page, closed group now. If you haven't been to it, do a search on it. Only takes one bite, all one word. Get yourself in there. There's loads of good information on it. People doing their catch reports, doing reviews on tackle, doing, you know, asking, and no question is a silly question. Have a look at that. Yeah, one of them big Sports Direct size mugs, mate. It'd be good, wouldn't it, with this on the front? Look, it goes all the way round. Look at that. Look, all the way round. Good, isn't it? And it's available in the black, all over black as well. Evening, Tommy McAndrew. May well be Fenlin Carpers. May well be. Evening, Graham the Dodge Green. Matthew Randall says, used his Tracker Combat flat 6 bed chair. It got a little uncomfortable after a week on it. I can imagine so. I really could. Benny Carper says, what camera do you use on a bank for your vlogs? Right, let's have a look. I've got it with me here. Here we go, guys. That is a Canon 70D with a flip screen. So, when I'm vlogging, when I'm holding that, when I'm vlogging, I can see the screen, everything's in focus. That's a 10 to 18 Canon lens, wide angle. Because if you're having it close, the angle, you want it as wide as possible. And that is a Rode Pro mic. It plugs into there. And that's what I use. But I do use quite a bit the old iPhone. I use that for a lot of the filming as well when I'm taking shots of stuff. So there you go. That's what we use. Billy UK says, Leon, what do you do for a living, mate? I've got my own sort of digital media company. I've got lots of different clients, some in fishing, some out of fishing, and I specialise in Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, strategies and all that boring stuff for companies. Evening, the Obsessive Carp. I hope you're well. Another very good YouTube channel that you want to check out, guys, if you haven't already, and subscribe. The Obsessive Carper. And Brian Mills, I've seen he popped up as well. He uses just his iPhone for his videos. Saves carrying lots of stuff. Good point now. Vanny Carper says, what do you use to edit? Sony Vegas? No, I use Final Cut Pro X. Steak Burglars down there behind me, Billy Gladwin. Jamie Lyon says, what do you think of the Dower Black Widow rods? They're not bad for the money. Rob Tolly says, no question silly. No, whatever question, everyone's at different levels of name. What someone might think is a silly question is a normal question for somewhere else. So there is no silly questions, especially not in our closed Facebook group. Stuart Blakely says, anyone know how the Mets Lakes are fishing as he wants to go? Jeremy Schmidt says, hi Leon, is it possible to order stuff from the Leverlands? Yes, most definitely. Madge the Carper, another very good YouTube channel. Check his out as well. Evening to you, mate. Wade Nippard's loving the pinpoint gear, recommended. Yeah, we've done a few videos on that. And I use the pinpoint hooks, both from Mark Vusen, who founded Pinpoint, and I've just started using the Nash pinpoint hooks as well. At the show, I've got a load of the other patterns that I don't use. And I'm going to be talking about those in the next couple of videos as well, to see what rigs will go with what pattern. Evening, Andrew Roll. He's got a 14-year-old daughter who wants to be like me, big-time carper, and I'm not a big-time carper, I'm just like you guys. And a vlog, she asked you to help with the vlog name. Really depends, Andrew, what she's going to be vlogging about or what her channel's about. It really does. It's very important what you call your channel. Manchester Carp, thank you very, very, very much for the super chat. And he's asking for you to subscribe to his channel, the Manchester Carp, which is a good channel. Evening, Dean Woolard. Hope you're well. Ugly Rig says, when is the second spring log on? That is on tomorrow at 6 PM, guys. Tomorrow at 6 PM, that's been scheduled in. So that will be the second vlog. It'll be 6, 7 o'clock every Monday from now on, rather than the 12 o'clock during the day. It's better when everyone's at home in the evening. They can watch it then. Jason Medrick said he's using the new Rich Monkey Boilie Crusher. Really impressed. I've got one of those, Jason, but I haven't really used it that much. I will be this year, though. That's for certain. Yes, Brendan Tomlinson, the spring log number 2 is out tomorrow at 6 PM. Evening, Graham Rowland. Hope you're well, mate. Ash Towner says, evening, Leon. When you start the Alien Lake? Anytime soon, really. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be starting on there. James Thurston says, Leon, best budget distance reel up to 100 quid. Check out the Witchwood Riots. I think they're called Riots. They're pretty good reels for the money. Evening, Fifth Hand Jacobs. I hope I said that right. Neil Harvey says, I want a lightweight shelter for carp stalking. Any recommendations, please? How about a bit of tarpaulin or one of the, I think, is it Cyprinus Carpus do a little umbrella for about 40 quid, something like that? I think that might be. Have a look at those. Carp, Cyprinus, I think they're called. Ryan R said, it's bloody cold tonight, Leon. Still no sign of them carp. Water temperature must be a little bit cold still, I think. Jim Louch says, is it worth soaking fluorocarbon coated lines? I soak all my lines before I spool them on. There you go. Matthew Randall says, Advanta Basher. Defo Witchwood Riots. Dominic Carter said, for the money, I don't think you'd go far wrong with those Witchwood Riots. The Vaping Carper says, what advice would you give to someone who wants to big carp fish but doesn't have the money to invest in gear? Not always about the gear, Vaping Carper. I would say find a lake or a river or a pond or somewhere where there's bigger fish you can fish. I mean, there's loads and loads of club lakes out there you can get on, relatively not next to money. It's nothing to do with the gear you've got. It's about the confidence of going forward and trying to catch those bigger fish. Evening, Darren Thompson. Mark Smith says, Witchwood Riots are heavy. The new Sonic are great at 70 quid. There you go. There's another recommendation. I will be, Neil. Yes. Dior says, Leon, have you always been confident fishing singles? I always feel confident with a bit of bait around my hook baits. I never used to be confident fishing singles, but then I was watching some really good anglers and speaking to them, and I was watching what they were doing, and everyone else was piling the bait, and they were just fishing singles. They were finding the fish. They're confident in the bait they was using, the rigs they were using. They were just plonking them on them, walking around for hours, plonking them on them. And they were catching more fish than anyone else. So I started fishing singles. There are times when I like to put a lot of bait in when they're really having it. But as a rule, I want to catch them, not feed them. So the more bait out there, to me, is giving them more chance to not pick up my hook bait. But I do use a spray. Like now, I start to use a spraying of bait around my hook bait. In my fishing Sandhurst or Farlows, I'll be putting in lots of bait. I won't be fishing just singles because they're bait fish, you know. Yeah, Wayne Nipard says, location is most important. 100% agree with you, Wayne. A hook and a piece of bread will catch a big fish. Sweet corn will catch any fish alive. A tiger nut will catch any fish alive. All you need is a strong hook, strong bit of line, and you need where to put it in the right place. The Unknown says, a fishing bed on a budget. Yeah, guys. Who's in the doorway? That is little Frank. Look. Come and say hello. Look, in his onesie. There he is, the little protege. He'll be going fishing with me this summer. So you'll probably see a lot more of him. Maximus Carpman says, Leon, what's your view on freezer baits and ready-mades, and would you use both? I do use both, Maximus. In today's day and age, with technology and the preservatives not being as harsh, with as many chemicals in them and that, it's come along such a long way, even in the last 5-10 years. I use both. I do prefer freezer because they suck in a liquid and that a lot better. I use a lot of liquids, a lot of powders, but you can still use shelf life, and sometimes I use the shelf life, I mix them in together. And I use the shelf life as the hook bait, they're slightly harder. There we go. Christoph picked up a bed at the show for 25 quid. Ryan Hoodie says, any rig you find that singles the bigger carp out from the stockies? I wouldn't say there is a big fish rig. I think it is. I like to adjust my rig to the spot I'm fishing. I could have 3 different rigs on because I'm fishing a weedy spot, or I'm fishing a really clear spot and I want to put a bottom bait on it. So I wouldn't say one particular rig will single out the bigger fish. The Crazy Brian Carper says, black chicken or carp dog onesie. I think it was Pokemon or something like that onesie. Pokemon, he's just told me. Pokemon. I'm an idiot, aren't I? I'm too old to know about Pokemon. Ugly Rig said he bought some boilies, £2 a kilo, Robin Red at the show. Do you think they would be any good? All depends, Rig. Really does all depend what's in them. I tend to find the really cheap ones, although any bait will catch a fish. It's just what I have confidence in using. If you're confident using them, give them a go. Why not? They will catch a fish, £2 a kilo. 50p a kilo. They will catch a fish. But it's what you feel confident, what goes in those baits. You know, it's up to you. Here we go. Dominic Carter said, Thesis carp beds are cheap. Also check out Cyprinus. That was the word I was looking for. Cyprinus. Stuart Blakely says, is it okay to leave boilies in your bag till you go out again? With the weather getting warmer, I wouldn't leave them in the bag. I'd put them in the freezer, put them in the fridge, or trickle a little bit of oil on top of them. That will prolong the life of those baits. Mark Smith said, would you catch less small fish on a tall pop-up rig or a few inches, what's called an underwater 6? I don't think it really matters how big the size of your rig is. The length of the rig may be. The length of the rig matters sometimes, I think. If you're fishing, you've got to look at the fish you're targeting. Like, I'm going to a lake in France in May, and I know they're quite round, the fish. They're quite big, so they've got to tip up onto the spot to feed. They've got to tip up. So I want to make that rig a little bit longer than I normally would do. So I've got to tip up to be able to move around, you know. So move from rig to rig. One more cut. Catch them, not feed them. Tip of the century, Leon. Save you a fortune too. Exactly. You don't need to put in lots of bait. Although I do if I'm on a runs type or a heavily stocked water. If I was going to Farlow, Sandhurst, if I was going to linear fisheries, I'll be putting out 10, 20 spots from the off straight away. Stephen Thompson says, Leon, pop-ups or on the deck? Depends on the lake. This is my thoughts on what rig I use and what bait I use when I go to a lake. If I go to a lake and it's a weedy lake, or it's now spring when the weed's starting to come up, I want to fish a pop-up in amongst that weed. If you think them fish are swimming about, presentation is going to be the best with a pop-up, slow sinking on top of any weed or in between the weed, plus all their food, all the natural food which is just starting to spring up, is held up in that weed. You know, the little snails and everything, it's all in the weed. So I want to fish up in amongst that weed, but I want my presentation to be good. So I fish a pop-up, slow sinking pop-up. If I'm fishing a barren lake, it's got no weed in it at all, last thing I want to do is a great big pop-up sitting there going, look at me, scaring the life out of them, because that's what everyone else would be doing. I want that on the bottom, everything flat, Because that's where they're feeding. They're feeding in the sill. They're feeding on the bottom. So I want my bait in where they're going to be feeding. So that's my thoughts on rigs and bait, depending on how the lake is, you know. Exactly. Brett Thompson says pre-baiting is better than putting it in while you're there. 100% agree. If I can get in the same swim or on a quieter lake, I will pre-bait. When I go, I'll put in 2 or 3 or 4 kilo of mixed particles and boilies onto 2 or 3 spots, ready for when I come back the following week. Definitely. Maximus Carpenter said, would you start to use hemp oil over your baits now, or would you wait for the water temperature right bit? You can use hemp oil any time of the year. Any time of the year. It's things like salmon oil that I wouldn't use in the winter. I'd use it more in the summer, spring, autumn time, when that water temperature is above 10 degrees. Exactly the same as when I want to use a fish meal boiler. As soon as that water temperature gets to 10 degrees plus, that's when I start using those more fishy oils, that more fish meal type bait. Exactly, Neil Bunting. Hemp oil's fine, warm or cold. Rich Brown says, curved shank for pop-up rigs, any thoughts? I use a curved shank for one of my little pop-up rigs, the little combi rig, which is very low to the surface. Sorry, very low to the bottom. But as a rule, I wouldn't use a curved shank for a pop-up rig. I know they use them for the Ronnie rig, which is up about an inch and a half, something like that. But that's about it, really. Dennis Williams says, Leon, would you flavour rigs? You can do. You can flavour your foam or use little bits of pop-up. Or personally, I don't. I'd just have a little bit of black foam silhouetted against the shimmering of the surface. That's what I use. Tommy McAndrew, Leon, how long do you make the hair on your rigs? All depends how I'm feeling. I like to use longer hairs. If I'm fishing a bottom bait, I'm fishing a braided hook link or that type of, I want a lot of movement. I like to have it about 1 inch to 1.5 inches off the bend of the hook. If I'm fishing like the D rig, I just want it on the D because I want the bait to do the work for me with that stiffer rig. Yeah, Betylene is a brilliant liquid soak for your pop-ups, for your plastic in particular, for your foam. Yeah, Graham Ronan says size 4 curve on a Ronnie rig works for me. I like big hooks. I mean, here's a question for you guys. Who uses big hooks? By big hooks, I mean 4s is a big hook. I use 4s for all of my stuff. 4s and 5s, you know, that's what I use for all my types of rigs. Who uses big hooks, 4s? Who uses like 8s, 10s? Put them in the comments. Either big or small hooks, and the size you use. Be interesting to see. Yeah, Vaping Carper, video request. Hook pants for certain rigs, most definitely. It's all coming. Vaping Carper, definitely. Jim Lout says, do you add hemp oil to your particle spot mix? I do, because I use things like groats, which sucks in all the liquid. So I put a bit of extra hemp oil in there, cold pressed hemp oil, and that gets all those juices going. It sucks into those type of porous particles. Wayne Nipper says he prefers 8s on the multi-rig. Nick Minter 4s and 6s. Andy Wilson says I only use 4s. Yep, I only use size 4s or maybe 5s in a curve shank. 10s in the winter. Dennis Williams uses. Stuart Blakely says, really good question. Is it best to bait up first or put out a rod out baiting up first? I always put the rods out before I even think about baiting up. Always leave it for a couple of hours, just see what's happening. Then if I'm going to bait, then I'll bait. You never know, you might just catch one. Paul CCB uses big hooks, 5s and 4s. 4s and 6s. Peter Costin, Andy Oram, 4s and 6s. Frank Gittins says, evening Leon, came across your channel a few weeks ago. Thanks for signing up, Frank. As a new carper, would you reckon are the most easiest rigs to use? Would you advise buying pre-tied or making your own? This is what I would advise to anyone starting carp fishing or anyone who wants to try a rig without having to make up yourself. Go and buy some of the ready-tied rigs that ESP do, Calder do, Fox do, in the pattern and the rig that you want to use. You know, you think, right, yeah, I want to use that one. I want to use that pop-up rig or that bottom bay, or you even get the pre-tied Ronnies now, choddies, hinge stiff, boom. You can get everything pre-tied now. Give them a go, get some confidence in them, start using them, because you might buy a load of stuff, make them up and go, oh, I don't like these, and that'd be a waste of money, wouldn't it? Go and buy some of the pre-tied ones, give them a go first, get some confidence, catch a few fish on them, decide whether you like them or not, if they're for the spot that you're fishing or the lakes that you're fishing, then start to make them yourself. You know, have a little go. Have a little go and make them yourself. You might find that, no, it's a waste of time, you can't do it, then stick with the pre-tied. If not, you might start tying your own rigs and go, yeah, I like that. And then you might start bringing in other bits of material that you like, something a little bit stiffer for the bottom you're fishing over, something a little bit more suppler. That's the beauty of carp fishing, I think. There's loads of different rig materials out there, loads of different hooks and everything else, and you can mix and match, have confidence in what you're using. One hook may be better for that rig, how you tie it up. So I would say, first of all, buy some pre-tied ones if you've just started carp fishing, and then as you progress, get confidence in what you're doing, have a few fish, then start to tie your own with lots of different materials, or just certain materials. Dominic Pearson says, Leon, what do you recommend for stiff boom material? I use Amnesia in about £30. I think it's 25–30 pound Amnesia black I use for the stiff boom material. It's got a little bit of play in it, but it's not too stiff. Also, I use, if I'm using just a stiff, not boom, actually hook length, I use the Amnesia clear in about £25 as well. But they're the two stiffer materials I use. Never fished in Ringwood, TJH. Evening Barry Parsons, up your well. GW78, really good bit of advice. Basic knotless knot with a curved shank, simple but works well. Yep, some of the most simple of rigs work well. It's just having the confidence to use them. J. Cole, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Supports the channel. I heard you say you're going to Tangmonier the other day, Leon. Went there many years ago. Caught my first £50 there. What made you choose the venue? It's just a really nice venue. Lovely fish. Nice and quiet. Fished it 2 or 3 times in the last 10–15 years. So we thought we'd go there. There's only 2 of us going. Tommy B, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Barbless best in beaked offset patterns, no slip. Tommy B says, barbless hooks are best in beaked offset patterns, there's no slip. Thank you very much for that, Tommy. Dominic Carter says he only uses hook size 6, 8 or 10 because one of the lakes he fishes has a maximum size 10 rule. Are there many lakes out there that you can only use a certain size of hooks? That's the first I've really heard of that, Dominic. That you can only use those hooks. Dennis Williams says, Leon, you ever caught carp in a centre pin reel many years ago when I used to use a centre pin trotting down the Thames? I caught a carp many years ago doing it. Only a small one, I think it was about £12, but bloody hell did it go on that rod with a centre pin reel. It almost stripped all the line off it. What a fight though. I'd love to do some more fishing on the rivers with the old centre pin, if there's any fish left in the rivers, that is. which I doubt there is with the otters and the bloody cormorants. The Master Carp says his lake prefers barb to barbless. What do you think of this? Personally, I don't like barbless. I think they possibly could cause more mouth damage because they're moving about too much. But then you've got to offset it as the fish can get rid of the hook if they get cut off or snagged up. So it's 6 to 1 and half does the other, isn't it? Parker says, how do you charge your vape mod on the bank? I've got an array of spare batteries that I use, and I charge them up either with the little EC technology chargers or me, where is it, or me Ridge Monkey one. You can plug it straight in to here, or I use this little baby, look, charging up, you can see it, that charges me batteries up, and I can plug that in. It's got a USB cable and plug that in to me battery packs. Cheers, Darren Atwood. So who prefers barbless hooks to barbed or vice versa? Put them down in the comments there. Who prefers barbless hooks to barbed? Dickie says, what's your record tea bags in one session? I think probably about 80 over a 2 or 3 nighter. I do love a cup of Yorkshire tea. But I'm starting to get in, really get into the old ground coffee in the percolator. You know, the cafetiere and all that, boiling it up and it really starting to get into that. So you might see a few of the old blogs with lots of different coffee of the week and all that type of stuff coming up soon. Roy Close says he likes barbed because it doesn't move in the fish's mouth. TGH says barbed, less damage. Micro barb, yep, I do like the micro barbs. Chris Woodrow says barbed, definitely. I've got to agree with you, Chris. Dominic Carter says barbless. Barbed all the way from Robbo, 1978. Micro barbed, Richard Edney says. Manchester Carp has got 3 days on Barbell on Badenhall. Coming, can't wait. Let us know how you get on the Manchester Carper. I'm sure we will see it on one of your vlogs. Payday Dallas 12 says, do you watch BBC Doctor Who? Not for many, many, many years. Wolverine says he uses micro Nash pinpoint hooks. James Magic uses a PVA hook. Love it. Micro barbed every day, Dan Gay says. Philip Halliwell says micro barb for him. The Vaping Carpet says as long as it's sharp, it's all that matters. There you go. Carl Bruin says, Leon, what battery pack do you use and how long does it last? I use 2 or 3 different ones. The ones I use a lot are the EC Technology battery packs. They're about 25 quid, I think. There should be a link in. I'll put a link up when this finishes and loads up to Facebook and YouTube. I'll put a link if it's not already in there. Either that or go into the closed Facebook group. I'll put the link up there. I use the EC Technology ones. I know a load of you guys have started using them as well. Also, I use the Ridge Monkey Big Vault Power Pack, which I really do like. Expensive, yes, but it does what it says on the tin. It's a proper good power pack. Wayne Nipper says the big fish off, what a load of shite. I don't really watch it, Wayne, if I'm honest. I don't really watch it. Here we go, guys. Here's another question for you. What battery packs do you use? Do you use the Ridge Monkey? Do you use the EC Technology one, which I've been going on about for a long time? Somebody Carter said, I think it's stupid because the pattern defines the size. It's a lake complex near Peterborough, mainly match fishing, but they have a lake with 25 plus for use us carpologists. Yeah, I think that could be possibly why, Dominic, because they're a match orientated club. they're going to be like barbless and small looks, and, you know, they don't want the carp anglers on there, do they? Chris Warren says, any French public waters you could recommend? I've never been to a French public water, but I'd love to go to some. I'm hoping to. It's just getting the time, isn't it? Tommy B says, cheap eBay power picks are okay. GW78 says he can't stand Aliamidi. Warthog power pack. J. Cole. Welsh Carp catches the EC technology. Richard Edney, the Ridge Monkey. Trev Reeser says the EC battery pack, brilliant. Ridge Monkey, Stacey Godley. Andy Wilkinson says, got a power pack from Lidl. Matthew Randall says, Ridge Monkey lasts a whole week. Yep, I've never had my Ridge Monkey run out. Never had my Ridge Monkey run out. Yep, James Madwick. Best of luck next week at Farlow's. Let us know how you get on. Yorkshire Tilda away, definitely. Rich Brown, definitely. Car battery, DMZ Clan. Cool. We're going for it there, aren't we? Wouldn't like to push that around all day. Anchor power pack, Kevin Hayes, yeah. Brian Mills says his power pack came from Skeggy Market. Love it. Do love your humour, Brian. AeroPress and Porlex grinder for the best portable coffee. Sonny Redster. I'll have to have a look at that. AeroPress and Porlex grinder. Evening, Carly boy. Brian Silver says he'd rather catch black chickens than watch the big fish off. Wayne Nipper says cheap anchor charger, brilliant. I'm going to have to look at these anchor ones as well. There's quite a few of you saying that. I might do a review on one of them. Dominic Carter says power pack and choice hamster and a wheel. I can always rely on you, Dom, can't I? Yeah, Richard Edney says his Ridge Monkey goes everywhere with him to work. Anywhere I go, it's with me. I take mine. When I go working and things like that, I've always got it with me, just in need a case I need to charge up the iPad or the phone or whatever. Andy Wilson says, coffee, definitely need an air up. Right, I'm going to write this down. AeroPress. Right, that's written down. I'll go have a look at that. Can you hear him eating his bone next to me? Listen. He's munching on a bone. Dave Turner said Maplin's own brand. I don't think you'd be able to get them, or you might get them cheap because they've just gone bust, I think. Andy Priest says Millen de Roux St. Caradec for carp fishing in Normandy. There you go. Adam Hollis says bloody swans in the margin. I've got a little tip for you, Adam, for the swans. Put your tips down as low as you can get them underneath the water. I never have any problem with swans. Famous last words, but I have less trouble with swans if my tips are right underneath the water. Luke Wick says, who's that picture behind me? What, that one? That's me when I had a little bit of hair many years ago and I fished Halton. That is the wood carving. Coatsy says, what is an easy rig to make for a 14-year-old which is not too expensive, as I prefer to make instead of buying them? Coatsy, what I would do is get yourself some nylon. Do a knotless knot to a wide gape hook or a curved shank. The hair, just make that extension of the either 10 or 12 pound. I mean, even take some off your reel and use it. I've caught loads of fish over the years on just a nylon hook link. No knotless knot, no bells or whistles, just like that, banged out. And a lot of guys still just use that. Catch just as many as anyone I know. Richard Edney says he thought the carp dog was shooting on my ankles. It sounded like it, didn't it? Stuart Blackley said, what is the best time to get to the bankside? Whenever you can get there. Just enjoy it, Stuart. Trevor Reeser says, tip for swans, go feed them in your mate's swim. Love it. Yeah, that's the one. Get a couple of loaves of bread, some bait or something, stick them in your mate's thing. Yeah, there you go. Wayne Nipper. Cods, amnesia D-rig cheap as. That's the one. You know, a bit of amnesia or a bit of nylon. you know, I used to use, what was it called? Maxima as my hook links. You take it off my reel and tie. No knotless knot. You can't go wrong with that. Tommy B says the best hook for a stiff rig is Fox Edge's stiff rig, in my honest opinion. Yep, I mean, I use the Fox stuff for the stiff section of me hinge stiffies. There we go, Hoxton. Hoxton's Carp Life. Check out his channel. He's just started doing the YouTube vlogs as well. I think he's put out a couple of videos in the last couple of weeks. Go and watch them. They're really good as well. I was really impressed. The first one I saw the other day, really like them. Go and check out his, as well as the Manchester Carper as well. These are pretty good. They're all good, you know. I've got to give it to you guys who are going out there and putting yourself out there, doing the videos, doing the vlogs. You know, my hat off to you. It's not easy, and you open yourself up to some absolute lunatics out there who just want to hate, but, you know, that's up to them, isn't it? But just do it. If you're thinking of doing the old vlogging and that, just do it. You know, if you enjoy it, I enjoy doing it. Stuart Blakey said, what is good to use a feeder for carp fishing? Try the PVA bags, I would say, rather than a feeder. Little shout out to Fenland Carpers as well. Check out his YouTube channel. No problem, Hoxton. Always glad to help any of my fellow YouTubers and bloggers, because you're putting yourself out there. You know, you've taken the time and the effort. Put yourself out there. John No Carp Wallace says, the tench have woken up. I always found in spring or late winter, if you start catching the tench, the carp aren't far away. As soon as them tench warm up, as soon as them tench start feeding, always think, oh, right, the carp can't be far away. There's always a chance of catching a carp, I think. Don't forget, guys, check out the new black edged range of cups, phone cases, and the new t-shirts on my website, leoncarper.com. Put them up there tonight. Check them out, guys. Don't forget to check out our closed Facebook group. I think we've got about 5,000 people in there now. Do a search on Facebook for it. Only takes one bite. Get yourself in there. Ask any questions you want. Look at all the great content in there. It really is a good place. The Vapey Carper says, Leon, is the wood carving my favourite capture? I can't really say I've got a favourite capture, but that would be one of them, definitely. Yeah, I like the Honest Carper's vlogs as well. He's quite funny, isn't he? I'm starting to do carp vlogs. Do you know any long-lasting AA batteries for SLR camera? Can't see what I use? I'll show you. One of these little attachments that locks into your camera. You get 2 camera batteries in there. Evening, MJ Moore. Hope you're well. Evening, Matilda, as well. Yeah, but it is a good Facebook group, Chris. Only takes one bite. It's a really good, some really good guys in there. We try and keep the idiots out. You know, it's just a really, and it sort of self looks after itself. And I appreciate all you guys asking all the questions, helping each other, helping me. I learn loads of stuff. Our Tommy B said, beginners, search Daryl Peck rigs on YouTube for proof simple hair rigs at work. There you go. Luke Nozzer, evening. How many carp would you say are in cold water? I hear so many different numbers. I really don't know anymore. I know the otters have taken a few, and a few have died over the years. There's still some nice ones in there to be caught, though. Jim Louch, who's got the same camera as me. What lens do I use for my vlog? I'm going to use a 10 to 18 Canon lens. I use that for my pictures some of the time, but for my stills, I use a Sigma 18 to 35 art lens. Super sharp. Jermaine, how many hours can you use your camera with that double battery? A good 2 or 3, I'd say. Dan Williams says, sorry he's late. He's on the lash in Spain. You lucky sod, Dan. You had to share that with us, didn't you? 750, I've got a Canon 700D, the Welsh carp catchers as well. Really good. Good camera. 700D, 650D. As long as it's got that flip round screen, you can pick them up for 200 or 300 quid now. If you want to start vlogging or actually just taking pictures. I refuse to answer that, Dominic. Of course, she's my most favourite capture. Keith Greenwood says my camera's got an afro. It certainly has. It certainly has, I'll tell you. That's a little, what they call a dead cat. It stops a lot of the noise, a lot of the wind and all that sort of stuff. Yes, Brian, it does. Because I've got one of the cheaper Chinese ones as well, and they both work with each other's, you know, remote control. The carp dogs, he's down there. Look, he's priceless. Come up here. Come up here. Look, here we go. He's not having none of it. Here he look. See him? Look, there he is. Look, there he is. It's the carp dog. He's got his bone and that. He's not having. He don't want to be in front of the camera tonight. That's for sure. To be sure, said could do with a voice control camera. Yeah, I think there's a couple of apps that have a look at the whistle app for taking shots. Little shout out to Andrew's Angling. We all love the carp dog. Bless him, eh? Although there's a few people who don't like the carp dog out there in the YouTube world. They really don't like the carp dog. That's my... He's bitten me a few times, JW78, yeah. Brian Mills says he must be hearing things. He's sure he just heard a fish crash out in the lake. Won't be long, guys. They'll all start waking up and coming out. Be like a flick of a switch. Yeah, vaping carpet, yeah. I'm hearing what you're saying. There we go. Tony Leeson, B175, tied B175's cheapest chips hooks. Tried a £20 sensor using a dental floss there, can't fail. There you go. That's a nice cheap rig, isn't it? Melvin said, I think he's getting a good rep for the most famous dog, I think. No, you can't please everyone, Dennis, can't you? Yeah, definitely. Well, just jealousy, Fenland Carpers, I'm afraid. But there you go, isn't it? Each their own. I might actually put up the video, that little snippet of him growling just after he'd nicked me steak. I'm going to probably put just that snippet up on YouTube in the next couple of weeks. Everyone keeps asking me to just put that little bit up, which was quite funny, where I lost that fish and he nicked the bloody me food, me steak, didn't he? Let us know how you get on, Brian. Let us know if you catch one, mate. The MZ Clan said, where would you like to fish in the world? I would like to go to Thailand and fish for some of them mad-looking fish. Or Morocco, or Slovenia, or something, I don't know, loads of different places. No, you should be able to get, I think that's probably a second-hand price, Carl. But have a look, there's loads of deals out there. Manchester Carper says the missus is giving him the eye and in a good way. Love it. I need a prayer mat, yeah. No, I totally agreed, Melvin. Well, guys, we're almost at the end of our hour. How quick has that gone? Thanks again, guys, for joining me tonight. I know it's Easter Sunday and you're doing family things. Some of you are out fishing. Always appreciate you coming into live feeds and watching all the videos, you know. Really do appreciate it. Makes this community brilliant, doesn't it? Don't forget to check out the new black etched range as well. T-shirts, mugs, all that type of stuff on the website, leoncarpdog.com. If you haven't been in to our closed Facebook group, do a search on It Only Takes One Bite. Get yourself in there. A really brilliant Facebook group there. Loads of questions, reviews and everything else. Also, don't forget, guys, if you're on Facebook, get yourself over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that bell notification key, and then you'll get told every time. You'll get a little indication when I release a new video or we go live. So, guys, thanks for a great hour. I will see you Wednesday for the next live Q&A, Wednesday's live Q&A. Don't forget, tomorrow, 6 PM, is part 2 of the spring vlog. Have a great Easter Monday, and I'll see you Wednesday, guys. Thanks for turning up tonight. Really appreciate it. Me, the Carp Dog. See you Wednesday.